So, stripe border, step number 4. You're going to make 3 sheets, 2 identical and 1 smaller. What we want are 14 pieces pieced together that are going to be 6.5 wide, and I'm not sure what the length is going to be. I think it's going to be 12 on the length, but we'll see that when we're done. Now, if you look at the illustration, you're going to see you need, with the fabric strips, which is what these are, they're still folded, we need 2 identical. We need a repeat. So I'm going to do this twice. My first one and my second one I'll put aside. I'm starting with light green, then I'm sewing on a light blue. Let me see where the light blue is. Here it is here. A light blue is next. And I put this one aside for my other set. Then it's turquoise. And then it's 2 whites. There are 2 strips here. I could have made the strip twice as wide, but it just made it awkward explaining the cutting. So we have an extra seam there. So 2 whites, a purple, turquoise again. Yeah, turquoise again, and then a green. Where's my other green? Oh, I seem to have a color missing here. It's possible I cut the wrong ones. I know these 2 go here. So I'm starting with a light green, a light blue. Here it is here. Got this up the wrong way. I have a turquoise, 2 whites, purple, turquoise again, and here's the green. So here's my first sheet. I sew all those strips together, then repeat with the second sheet, starting with light green, a light blue, turquoise, 2 whites, purple. Your colors may not be the same, but remember what your letters are going to be for this. Turquoise again, and a green. Now the next little illustration besides says you have 2 6.5-inch strips. You need a total of 14. When you sew all these together and you cut your 6.5-inch rows, you're going to have 6 out of each. So 6, 12, and then 2 more out of this. So this just means repeating the same thing in the same order with a green, light blue, oops, here it is here, green, light blue, turquoise, 2 whites, purple, turquoise, and green again. So when I have all these sewn together, we'll come back and I'll show you how the cutting apart goes. So here I have sewn my striped border pieces. I have 2 identical large ones. These are the widths of fabric strips. And I have 1 small one. Out of the large strips, I'm going to cut 6 6.5-inch rows. And out of the small one, I'm going to cut 2 6.5-inch rows. The technique is the same. I'll show you on this small one. I'm looking through my ruler, through my lines, to make sure that I'm straight on a seam, just to clean up the top edge. So I can see that I'm on that line there. Here I'm sort of in between the same 2 lines, so it looks pretty good. Maybe I'll raise it up just a little and make my first trim. Now from there I'm going to go 6.5 inches, and I like to flip it around, have all the length of my fabric in front of me, and put my ruler down to cut the 6.5. Now it happens to be a 6.5-inch ruler, so it'll be easy to line up the bottom edge. Again, I want to make sure that I'm absolutely straight, and if that means adjusting a little bit from time to time. On the long strips, sometimes that happens. You actually have a bit of a curve. You can adjust your bottom edge and then continue to get as straight as possible across the row that you're cutting. So here's my first 6.5, and I should get a 6.5 out of this as well. Just a little bit extra. Yep, look straight. There we go. Now what's going to happen with all these, on the pattern, it's going to be joined up. Going up the side, you can see that I have a light green on the bottom corner here. And then I have another light green here. So you can see there's 4 lengths of 6.5 inch stripe border that I'll join for both of the sides. On the top edge, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, and then half of 1. Oh, no, sorry, exactly 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, these are the outside edge of the quilt, and they're going to join up with the corner pieces. And this is where you're going to be careful how you join it up. Can you see this with the camera? Do I have to move it up?
Fun.
That's good. So once these are all joined, the corner pieces will fit right on. You see that? And these corners will continue. Sorry, they're not. They look like corners, but they're actually ends of the rows. So this one should go over here at this one like that. Alright, so now that you can see how that works, I'm going to continue cutting those rows and put those aside, and when I'm totally finished, I'm going to come back and show you how to make the quarter square triangles.